Let's look at another Korean Eternity post about interactions with NPCs. So, because the live service has been ongoing for so long, it is not easy to consistently and meticulously manage every line of dialogue for so many characters. Sometimes a character's personality or speech pattern has changed over time, even passing through multiple writers. At the time of the update, lines that were consistently recognizable and amusing were now difficult to understand. There are more lines than you might expect that are out of date or contain memes that were popular only during a specific period. Unfortunately, there are some instances where dialogue itself contains errors. I wanted to see a variety of interactions for each keyword pressed, but some characters didn't have as many lines as I expected. If character A reacts to 20 keywords, it's natural to expect 20 reactions from the character B. Some characters have lots of lines, while others only respond to unknown keywords or even randomly output no lines at all for a single keyword. It was always disappointing that some characters enjoyed the fun of discovering hidden reactions when certain conditions were met, while others didn't. I still remember the promise I made when I first established Melwyn in Dumbarton. Let's make her feel like a truly living character by adding various reactions based on the events she's experienced in Erin, the passage of time, and the circumstances and conditions of the Militians. I want richer interactions with my favorite and cherished NPCs. But do you know how many permanent NPCs are in Erin? People who welcome us all year round. Yeah, there are a lot of them. You can see that just by looking at the continent of Ulad, there are over 100 permanent NPCs welcoming the Militians. So how many travel journal keywords can we use to talk about one person? Recently, I've been trying to respond to around 30 keywords. Furthermore, I've been able to trigger multiple responses to a single keyword. And you only need to write lines for 100 people and 30 keywords and number of variations. It's not as easy as you think. I remember talking about how difficult it was to write over 100 gift lines during an NDC presentation. While it might be fine if you were writing lines for just 1 or 2 characters, writing lines for 100 characters to respond to the loot keyword eventually leads to limitations. Yeah, I mean, they're basically saying, like, there's so many responses to just one keyword in our journals, and there are lots of keywords, and since we have so many characters, it is a lot more difficult than it looks. Maintaining this daunting task during a live broadcast is even more challenging. Working on everything at once would be physically time-consuming. Dialogue requires meticulous thought and careful consideration, requiring meticulous repeated review. However, it's not possible to assign specific roles to certain individuals while others remain unrelated, because every NPC is someone's most precious and beloved. So yeah, I like how they're making every character, they're trying to make every NPC feel unique or different, so they're not just like copies of each other. Sometimes a line of dialogue is so long that it makes you suffocate, and now there's a chance to end the agony of wanting to just press enter. Above all, I was able to solidify this decision through discussions with fellow developers within the development team. Honestly, I just wanted to have more conversations with all the NPCs. I love the process of enjoying conversations with characters, getting to know the world of Aaron better, and naturally blending in. Yeah, I think doing that will make the game feel more alive if each NPC is like unique and has their own thoughts on things. It's very fun to go talking to like NPCs about different topics and like hearing what their opinion is on things. Like, I like to ask NPCs what their opinions are on Dark Knights, if any of them even know anything at all. And it's interesting to get, like, all the different answers for that. So we've decided to completely rewrite all the characters' dialogue. We're enriching it by applying multiple variations to single keywords, ensuring even the most recent characters have the same amount of dialogue as those updated more recently. Beyond just the length, we're also applying common conventions to the overall dialogue text, making each page of dialogue much more readable. But as I was rewriting dialogue, I realized that the keywords in our travel journal also needed to be organized. There are some differences between how keywords are used in the travel journal now and in the past. In the past, keywords were typically obtained briefly during specific quests, used in conversations, and then later retrieved. Due to the structure of the live, it wasn't easy to track where each keyword was acquired and removed. Furthermore, in the past, quests, skills, and hints could only be acquired through these keyword conversations. With the numerous reorganization of growth paths and related content, these keywords are no longer used, but remain in the travel journal. So here you can see what the travel journal will look like in Eternity. And it looks like this is what they're going with for the interface for now. You can see the little menu down here on the UI. In Eternity, we're also renewing all the keywords you can use in conversation. We've pre-designed a generous pool of keywords that NPCs respond to, and reorganized them so that pressing those keywords will yield interesting stories from anyone. We've also redesigned the timing for acquiring keywords, ensuring that no keyword can be lost if you miss a certain time. We are also refining the description of characters' appearances, which is unique to Mabinogi and introduced in a lyrical style as soon as the conversation begins. When it comes to character descriptions, some characters have very sensuous and rich introductions, while others are often overly brief. We're refining and selecting words that best capture the character's characteristics and personality, and we're working to ensure all sentences are of similar length. Of course, if we've used expressions that truly fit a character in the existing text, we're working to maintain the original text as much as possible while refining them. We're working hard to create a variety of conversations with these characters, but we need a more immersive device. Mabinogi's diverse characters all have detailed settings. It's a shame that we're the only ones who see these settings as mere planning documents. While organizing simple comments for each character in the 20th anniversary art book, I felt that it would be best to check in these things in game. So yeah, this looks pretty cool. I like the idea of keeping all the characters in Mabinogi unique and Aaron unique. It's nice to have lengthy conversations about certain topics with certain NPCs in the game. And I definitely don't want to feel like any NPC is useless. The NPCs that are the most interesting are the ones that have, like, personality.